Trying to set my phone in a way you can see me because I'm in the bathroom and I'm trying to apply my medication, and it pisses me off when I am applying it because I have to sweat like a lot. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Mary and I'm in Abu Dhabi. So I will be explaining my story about how I came to Dubai because that's where I wanted to be, and I found myself in Abu Dhabi. So guys, before I came here, I was working in Qatar and I had a great experience in Qatar. So I was working for a family with all the kids, and it was really amazing being there with the kids. And guys, when I went back home, I was like, I need to make money after being there for 2 weeks. So I kept looking for a job, and I found this agency. They told me that they will help me get a job in Dubai. So like, what we do, I recorded a video and I sent it to the agency. And after 2 weeks, they told me they have found a family for me, which was not true to the reality. And I was so excited that I will be coming to have a great time here in Dubai. And I was like, sorry, in Dubai, which currently I'm in Abu Dhabi. So guys, I have been here for 1 year and almost 2 years, because on December it will be 2 years. So I can say that I have been here, and everything has been really awkward and sometimes amazing. So when I traveled here, I found myself at the arms of agency, and it was really hard and tough because the agency, they were really rude and mean. And when we arrived at the agency, they took our phone and they took our documents, like they had to stay with them. So we didn't have phone, we didn't have passport, we just had our luggage. And they said, you will get your things back when you find the madam. Remember, before we came from Kenya, we were told we were going direct to your boss, but to be surprised, we were like, it's more like human trafficking, because we were not allowed to cross the border because it was during the time for Corona. And we just came here, and I'm starting to sweat because of my medication. When I apply it, I do sweat a lot. Guys, in case you're wondering, I was recently on a fire accident and my face is healing. It's still on the process. My skin is not yet back, but I thank God I have recovered so far. And that's it, the story for another day. So guys, we arrived at the agency. Like I said, they took our passport and they took our phones. We didn't have phone, we didn't have passport, like we didn't have anything. And we stayed there, and I think I got my first madam, and she came. She said she has 2 kids, but when I went to her house with her husband, like the kids opened the door for me, and I was like, I found like 6 kids landing all over me. I was like, oh, they said they have 2 kids now, all these kids. And I had a watch for quarantine, so I couldn't move anywhere, so I had to stay there. Even though I didn't like my first house, I had to stay there until the watch was out. So I stayed there for 2 weeks until I was done with my quarantine, and then my watch was removed. That's when I told the host mom that I don't want to stay there, I want to change. So they should take me back to the agency. The reason is the kids, they were very small, and the last one was like 2 months, and I have to stay with him, and he was crying a lot, and it was really scary for me, because it was my first time dealing with Arabs kids, and they are far different from how we handle our kids back in Kenya. And I got scared, and I didn't want to waste their time. I didn't want them to waste my time. So I just told them that I will go back to the agency. And I went back to the agency, and one of the ladies, she came to the agency. She was old, and she was like, I like this girl and I want her, and I want to take her to my house. And I went with her. She was telling me so many stories, and I liked her, like a lot of stories in the car. And I was like, wow, I want to stay with her until I end my contract. So guys, when there is kids making noise outside, they are playing, I guess. So guys, when I arrived in her house, I found her daughter, and her mansion, it was very big. And then when I first arrived, her daughter told me, remove your shoes, leave them, everything, leave it outside, and just come you and go direct upstairs. And I just entered the house, but the mom said she wants to eat first. She would like to have something to eat. She said, no, she can go, you, mama, you will bring something for her upstairs. And I was like, wow, I don't know, this is not welcoming at all. So, the following day, I stayed with her mom. She was at work, I guess, and her mom was really amazing. We did a lot of work together, and I liked her. And I was like, I wish I could stay with you instead of your daughter. That's when she told me her daughter is my boss, and I stayed with her daughter. Sorry about that, guys. My madam just called me. So, guys, when the second day of being in that house, that's when she came and she told me, you know what, now you have to go and clean the rooftop, and you will go with me, and you have to make sure like it's really clean. When I went there, like, there is nothing to prevent me from falling, and I could sit down there, and it's very far. And I started getting scared, and I was like, madam, I am scared of height, and I don't think I can do this. That's when she told me, you want to work or not? You are not here with your mom, you are here to work. I told her, it's not about my mom or being here, it's about that I'm scared of height and I don't feel comfortable being here up. She told me, go to the house, tomorrow my mom will take you back to the office. I don't like such kind of people. And I went, and the mother brought me food in the room where she told me to stay, and I ate and I slept in the morning. No, she didn't even wait in the morning. After I ate, the mother came and said, my daughter said you should not sleep here, you go back to the agency. And I was like, it's okay, mama, I understand. So I just went back to the agency, and I stayed there for 2 weeks. We were so many Kenyans, and we had a lot of fun there, by the way. But we were also stressed because we didn't come there to sleep at the agency. We didn't come here to be frustrated like that. And like I said from the beginning, the agency was not a place where we could be so happy and excited to be there. So when or after 2 weeks, I got the madam that I was going to work for her. From the beginning, she entered the office and she was like, oh, I don't like this office, it smells cigarette. And I was like, that's the kind of madam I want. I hope she will choose me. And she called me, and I did interview with her, and I passed the interview, and I went with her the same day. I went to her. She was a lawyer. She's still a lawyer, and I went in her office. She made tea for me, and she told me, you have to make my tea exactly the way you have seen me making tea. And I was like, I think I just got the madam. I went to stay with her, and she was really amazing. But when I was there, I got sick. Like, when I'm cleaning the house, I could fall asleep even when I'm studying, and I was feeling like really weak, and I didn't understand what was going on with my body, and it was scary. That's when I was like, I told the madam, I don't feel so good, and I think I need to see a doctor. And she told me, you will go tomorrow with the driver. She never argued. She just told me, we will go tomorrow with the driver. And I went with the driver to the hospital, Loyal Hospital. And they told me that my blood is 4% and I need a blood transfusion as soon as possible. So I didn't think it was that serious. And I stayed there at the hospital. You can see from the pictures. And from there, I stayed there for 2 days, and blood transfusion was done, and I didn't feel so strong, you know. I went back to the house and I kept pushing myself, you know, where you feel like you don't have the energy to do this, but you feel like you're so weak. When I came to the house, that's when Madame told me, she started to give me this weird attitude, and she was like, you know, in my house you are just a maid. When you get sick, you don't go to sleep in the hospital. They are taking our money. You come, and then you have to get well soon, and you have to keep working. I told her, okay. She just followed me from the stairs like I'm going back, and she's coming towards me. And when I reached where I could fall, I was like, okay, madam, I understand what you're trying to say. She said, go to your room, and I want you to put this in your mind. You're a housemaid here. You're not here to get sick. I told her, okay. So I went there and I cried a lot. I remember I called my mom and I told her about what she told me, and how she reacted to the fact that I went to the hospital. And my mom just told me to keep working and be strong and pray to God, and God will give me the strength. So I stayed there with the madam, and one day we just woke up, and we were supposed to have guests there. We went, there was chef, there was me for cleaning the house. By the way, it was a very big mansion, 15 rooms, and I wasn't complaining. I was doing my work completely well, and I was okay. And there was chef in the kitchen who was in charge of cooking, and he was supposed to cook and then I bring food in the house because he wasn't allowed to go in the house, and he cleaned the kitchen. So one day the madam told me, we are having visitors, come with me to the kitchen and I want you to help out in the kitchen. Don't clean today, you will clean tomorrow. So I went with her in the kitchen and we cooked, but someone was trying to call me, and when we were there, she was complaining about the senior that were white in car, and she was like, I'm Mary, I don't like the way my senior, they have changed, like they are so dirty, the kitchen is so dirty. And I told her, madam, but I'm not the one who work in the kitchen, why are you yelling at me? Because she wasn't just complaining, she was yelling. I think it's like she was afraid to talk to the chef because he was a guy and he was bigger. And she came and she grabbed me by my neck. I was wearing a top, I remember, and it opened, like the top opened, and it was open like this, and the guy just stared at my boobs. I remember, I think I was wearing a bra, yeah, a sport bra, and I was like, wow, if you can do that in front of this guy, what can you do when it's just me and you? And she said, you know what, go to your room, I don't want you here. Guys, I don't know, so many things they happen and you feel like you're cast or something, because the things that have been happening to me, it's mad, it's crazy, you know. Like, she told me, go to your room and leave your phone here. So you did not come here to use your phone, you came here to work. And I just went to the room. I remember I slept until 5 o'clock. She never came to tell me I don't go. Then the chef, he came and he knocked on my window and he gave me my phone. And that's when I decided to contact the agency and told them what was happening. And they said, they called the madam, they told her, bring Mary back to the office. She will have to do PCR and then you bring her back to the office. So after PCR, I went back to the office. I slept there, by the way. In the morning, she came and she was like, "Are you ready to leave or you want to stay here?" I told her I want to leave and I want to go back to the agency. She was crying. I think she was hurt to the fact I loved her as my mom, and I took good care of her because she was not that well. I really did take good care of her, and she felt like she had someone she can count on there. So she was really hurt when I was leaving and I left. I went back to the agency. I stayed there for 2 days, and then it came there. This lady, she came. She was from Egypt, and she was like, "I want a housemaid, a nanny for my kids who can speak English, and I want someone who is small, and I think she is the right match." And she just picked me up. I don't know why they pick us like we were banana or avocado in the market or something. And I was like, okay. I went to the house and I found her family. Her mom was there to visit, and I did like her mom, and I did like her sister and her brothers. And she said, before I arrived in her house, she said there is her family there, but they will leave within 1 week. So I didn't have a problem with it. And she had 3 kids. I took good care of them and I loved them. And after 3 weeks, she told me that she's not able to make a visa for me, and she will go to Egypt to visit her family, and she cannot go with me because I don't have the visa. I think she said something like that, and she doesn't have money to pay for my ticket. She said I will go to live with another family that belongs to her, and there I will stay there until she come back. I told her, instead of just charging me, you can just take me back to the agency and they will find another house for me, because you haven't even made visa for me. It's already 3 weeks. That's what was happening. And she told me she came with a paper, which later we confirmed, and we did see that the visa was not changed, it was just cancelled. We just confirmed a story for another day. And from there I stayed. I didn't want to go back to the agency. By the way, agency, it was like hellhole. Like, you did want to go there. That guy had some hunger issues. If you get returned there by the madam, he can insult you. He can even slap you. He doesn't even care, you know. For him, it's just a madam take you to the house and make money. That was only what he liked. So I went there and no, I didn't go back to the agency, sorry. So it was allowed 4, and she said by 6 we are going. So prepare yourself, get your things ready. I'm taking you back to the agency as you requested. I was like, okay, but I was like, I'm tired of these sufferings. I just want to go home, and I cannot stay here anymore. Remember, from the house where I was working, where I got sick, I was already there for 6 months. So I just saved money for 6 months and I was ready to go. So when I was taking the garbage out, I was like, no, I can't stay here. I have to do something. And I ran away. Like, I escaped. And it was night, and I said, tomorrow morning I will go to the Kenya embassy. I will tell them to take me back home, and the madam will bring money here. That money, they will use it for the ticket and my passport. So when I went to the embassy, they just gave me some dramas. Oh, sorry. Guys, before that, when I ran away, the madam did track my phone and she found me. And she took the passport that I escaped with it. And she brought it back to the agency. So when I went to the embassy in the morning, they said, where is your passport if you want to go home? And I told the madam just took it, and she took it back to the agency. She called the embassy, they called the agency, but they said I have to pay like 6,000 dirham for me to get my passport. And I didn't have that kind of money, so we didn't follow up with the passport. They did try, but they found like You know, there's the way they tell you, you know, this is not our country, we are just here in other people's country, and we will do as they want from their country. So I stayed there, and I got a bed space, and I tried to hustle and get some money, but my life turned upside down, guys. So my life has been like a whole drama, you know, like from here to here, from falling to rising up. And sometimes you just feel like it's a lot to take in, and sometimes you just want to cry. You're asking yourself so many questions, and you're like, am I cursed or something? I will continue with this video the next time, and I will tell you what happened from the embassy. So stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Bye guys, love you.